Aga hano. Hey. Enoka gongwe.
Amina.
Uko mzima?
Niko poa kabisa.
Mpaka boma imekuwa smart sana nikiona. Mambo mzuri hapa.
Si mambo yako sawa.
Kuletea watu wakuja kusalimia, wakujulie hali.
Sawa.
Hello.
Ongani yako wapi? Ongani yako ndani mama. Na huyu kijana anaitwa Joseph. Joseph ni ndani.
A very good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you're following from. Welcome to our channel. This is Joint Hands Green Life Trees. We are glad to be catching up after quite a while. The background can tell it that today we are visiting Mama Fred, whom we have not checked on for quite a while. We were to be here more than a month ago, but owing to the many tasks that are competing around our work, we've taken this long to be here. I hope this finds you well. I'm happy to be catching up with you from Mama Fred's yard, as you can see in the background there. I'm getting over here after quite a long time, and the changes I'm seeing here are quite enormous, quite amazing. Things are really nice. Just before I get talking so much about it, I have my learned friend here.
Hi everyone, it's Pamela of Joint Hands Green Life Trees, and I'm just happy to be once again at Mama Fred's, and I'm so happy about the transformation that I've come across today. This is quite encouraging. It's been long since we were here, but it's amazing, and I'm happy about it.
Yeah, so quite nice. The last time we were here, we planted this duranta that you can see over to the either side of the driveway, and as you can see, they have grown so big. Yeah, and except for the fact that they are not trimmed. If they were trimmed, I believe it would be nicer than this. And then also there are gaps in between, because I think the care that they were given wasn't quite adequate, so a number were lost. And then you remember Mama Fred used to have goats around, so those goats might have interfered with some. But all the same, I'm glad that it is remarkable, as you can see the difference. The Kengariso Hill, some two guys you can see at the top of the rock. Those are our colleagues with whom we came, and the rock attracted them, so they took a walk to check on it. They'll be joining us here for the task that we want to undertake for Mama Fred. The driveway, you remember, if you have history of this home, if you used to watch our videos previously, you must be seeing the many changes that we are also witnessing. This driveway used not to be here. It was brought over here later, and then the fencing that was done in those days, it is still intact. As you can see, the pit latrine over there. These are new changes. These are new developments, things that used not to be here. She used to have goats. We inquired about them. She said taking care of the goats was a nightmare. So she phased out the goats and she went for this. A duck and his wife having good time, relaxing in this chilly weather. The house here, it used not to look really like this. The veranda, there is so much that have been done there. As you may recall, we made struggles to get this gate standing here, and I think it is worn out because of the many activities that keep taking place here. But I'm glad that the same subscribers who have been supportive to this work have seen it wise to bring over this other gate. So I'm not yet told whether it is a replacement of this gate, but I believe so. I believe that soon this is what will be standing there. So what has brought us over here is the kitchen garden. The issues of food security, those are serious matters that we normally play roles around. And I'm glad that we can see some crops, banana plant and some okra, yeah. And then we have got some collards, as you can see them. Then we have pumpkin, and also right behind this house they planted some duranta, I think for purposes of giving this home some privacy. Coming back here, this tank used to be at the door front. They changed it and brought it over to this side. Looking through this corridor, a larger tank was brought in, and that is how it gets its water. And Mama Fred was assuring me that water is no longer an issue here. There's just so much water for her yard. And walking behind the home, we can see some jute mallow of a kind. And then behind the house, she has planted some line of corn, maize, that is. And she has a banana plant there. The banana is soon maturing for harvest. And checking over here, I think this one fell down owing to the weight. This was so heavy, and I think when some slight wind blew up, it went down. But luckily it looks mature enough. It is edible. And then as we look around here, they did some cleanup around the house. And this is where we want to set up the kitchen garden, and this will be a corn garden, which is what has brought us over here, as you can see. So she just made a suggestion that we would have one to this side and another one just around this area is where we want to work. This pipe reminds me that we brought over here a pump, a water foot pump, but that pump hasn't been utilized because of the depth of the water hole. It is so too deep for the pump to get water from it, and so she tells me that she has been keeping the pump as she still thinks of what best she can make out of it. This here was a grafted orange, but it is no longer the grafted orange that we planted, most probably because the rootstock outgrew the scion, and that is how it became an ordinary lemon tree. This must be lemon. Yes, this is lemon. And so the next other task we want to embark on is to see that we do the corn garden here. We'll be doing 2 of them. She had planted some crops here, so we'll do our best to see that we do not interfere as much as possible. There's just so much that we will spare. So our corn gardens are in here. These are corn gardens. Tusaidie majembe, alafu we pia hebu njoo kidogo tusemezane. All right, so while at that, I have my 2 colleagues with whom we came over. They are dressed here in green. Wow, they look so serious. Yeah, so you'll get to hear from his name. I believe you've seen him in our previous videos, but he'll introduce himself.
Okay, thank you very much. I think it's afternoon.
Yeah.
Good afternoon. My name is Bianauta. Yeah, today we are at Nyabuhanse. We have came here to do a structure of a garden. Yeah, we want to make a garden for some vegetables. Yeah. So until the end of it, you will see the garden itself, how it is being made. Or at the time, you will see the vegetables have been planted. Yeah.
Yeah.
All.
Thank you. And then we also have
Guys, my name is Kevin Karanja. We're doing garden.
Oh, okay. Thank you, thank you, Kevin. Guys, I've just descended from that rock over there. You see that area there is quite rocky. That rock over there is what defines Kengariso. This. Anytime you get to Kengariso, everyone who gets around here wishes to climb that rock. And then we have just more rocks to this other end. The identity of Kengariso and touring this rock is what got Fellow the boy getting to know Mama Fred. And Mama Fred is showing us her prowess in digging. So she's digging up the soil that we're going to use. And she's really hitting it up with all the energy. Wow. Mama Fred, hebu gonga uangalia hapa mbele kidogo. Sawa. guys, just as I'd explained to you before, is that this is the real work that had brought us over here. I believe in the clips that just played earlier on, you've seen just how we have raised this corn garden right from the first step to the several other steps, and just as you can see them. And to this point, we have done the watering to ensure that it is as soggy as possible for ease of planting. And we encourage the vegetable seedlings. So what you can see here is the planting ongoing. My learned friend here is so seriously planting that she's not even smiling. Well, I know it is windy, so the wind might be interfering with all that I'm trying to explain here. But to this point, you remember, if you watched our video at Mama Obama's yard when we raised a corn garden and we planted cabbages, collards, we also did onions, and we did just a number of crops, is similarly what we're doing here. And we believe that ultimately she'll have the vegetable she would love to have. And the good thing about this yard is that she no longer has goats. Goats are good, but goats are destructive, massively destructive. So I'm glad that she no longer has goats, so these are safe. Secondly, she no longer has chicken. Local chicken are very notorious, jumping over everything and destroying the crops. So that is also no longer here. And that is why at the back
Only
there,
if they're not well managed.
of course, yeah, my learned friend is reminding me to tell you that when not managed, local chicken can be destructive. And the management is intense sometimes, because you can't even fence them off. They can jump over the fence and get into the garden. So for that reason, it is a little a problem. But now, owing to that, she has crops. She has vegetables almost all over. We saw them right behind the pit latrine over there, and also behind her kitchen she has some more vegetables. And when you come to this section that we had allocated earlier on, we had also planted some vegetables here which she had eaten, and more vegetables have been planted. So I believe this will help to feed the family. What is missing here that I need to talk about is the watering can. Let me get it. Nipate watering can. Nisaidie na ile watering can pale. Kevin. I think it has been used for quite some time, so it is cracked, and then the nozzle is missing. We've taken our time looking for it, but seems it was long lost for lack of what it could do better. It became perhaps children's toy or something. So it ended up that the nozzle is lost. So at the moment, what I can say is that she doesn't have a watering can, and that's why we are watering using a jug, because the work has to run, so we have to really improvise something to do. We planted over here, we have onions, and these are spinach, and down here we have tomatoes. Tomatoes in our local dialect here we call them nyanya. And then we have cabbages to this other side, and we have onions up there. One more recommendation I need to make, and I'll be making this to her, is that the soil we used here is topsoil gathered from around her yard, and that may not be adequate nutrients for the crops. I would recommend that if she could access organic fertilizer, which is available in the agro vets in the stores, perhaps she could add that in here. I recommend organic fertilizer because synthetic fertilizers sometimes they highly leach, and they dilapidate the quality of soil. So the best way to go is to bring over organic fertilizer, which we will of course show her how to apply it to see that the crops thrive. And we'll also be talking to her about bio measures of taking care of these crops, unlike the measures that involve chemicals, which may not be the right way to go. Yeah, so great people, to that point we are coming to the end of today's video, having shown you how we went about raising the corn gardens, the plants that we did, and we look forward to having them growing into something more fruitful for this household. I'm so glad that our subscribers keep supporting such work. I wish to put across our apology that this work is sponsored by one of our subscribers. Unfortunately, we ought to have been here more than a month ago. We could not get here quite in time because of the many engagements. Forgive us, there's just so much to be undertaken at our tree nurseries. There's just so much of errands to run, a reason for which sometimes we do not share videos, but we look forward to improving much on that, and I'm glad that ultimately that work is done. We also planted a mango tree, as you had seen it over there, and these are the vegetables that Mama Fred had planted earlier on, and this is what she's been feeding on, coupled with the other few that she has planted behind the pit latrine and also behind her kitchen. And also to mention is that you remember our work here started more than a year ago. So the fencing work and the other crops that we had planted here. We planted some papaya here, and they've been eaten for quite some time. This here is a papaya tree. They started harvesting it right from the bottom, and right now it is that tall and still fruiting. So we are glad that that is one thing that went on successfully. Just another papaya tree, and we have some small ones that fell to the ground here. They are really small, I think, because the tree is getting old, I guess. So that is it. And also some passion fruits. You see this whole plant here, this whole hedge here is passion fruit that we had planted. I think it is out of season. I'm not seeing any fruit, but usually it flowers, and she's been harvesting fruits from it. To that point, let me hear from my colleagues with whom we've been doing this work. We came over here with Vincent, and we also came with Fabian. Guys, you can come over and have a word, our last word with our people before we...
Kevin, not Vin.
Oh, sorry, is Kevin. You know, we are used to calling him Vin, so it confuses us between Vin and Kevin.
As long as Vin is in between.
As long, thank you. Thank you. So, Fabi, you might have a word to put across. Let me put it this way. I think it will be clearer. So you turn this way because of the sun rays. Yeah. So tell us something.
Good afternoon again. As I have told you earlier, my name is Fabian Nauta. It's like you have seen me in the previous videos. We came here to structure a garden. Yeah, a garden so that we can plant some vegetables. As we have seen, the vegetables have been planted so far, and now we have finished the work. Yeah, you can imagine the two gardens have taken the smaller part. Yeah, the section it's smaller, but the seedlings themselves are too. I can say they are more. Yeah, compared to, if you can just look the background here, if you compare the seedlings that are here in the background and the seedlings that have been planted there in the garden, yeah, the difference there, you can see it's a bit much different. Yeah. So I think you have seen and us the way we are continuing constructing these gardens. We are just getting more and more experience. Yeah. Thank you. You are getting more experience of them. Yeah, thank you so much. I think you have enjoyed it from the start until the end. Thank you, sir.
Oh, thank you so much. Kevin, you have something to say? Okay, Kevin says he has nothing to say, but I must appreciate him Such a strong young man, quite helpful to us.
Polite.
And very polite, and a man of few
He's
words.
a man of few words.
Yeah, a man of few words. He doesn't talk much, but he's good. And I also appreciate Fabian. These are guys with whom we work at our tree nurseries. I believe you've always seen them in our previous videos. Quite self-driven and quite nice people to work with. I'm really more than grateful. And then I have my personal person
My
here.
personal person, your learned friend.
My learned friend. My learned friend. What do you have to say?
No, it was good. We've achieved what we were doing here, and I'm just grateful that we've done it so fast.
Yeah.
Just as you know, vertical garden has very many advantages. One of them being that it consumes a very little space, and it also improves on aestheticity, beauty.
Yeah, it is
just
beautiful.
The beauty of the compound itself comes from it, and the greenery. Yeah. It also adds on to the greenery of the yard.
Yeah.
I'm happy. Mama Fred has also been trying her best. She has a lot of vegetables here. She's not been relaxing on feeding, on a search.
Yeah, she has done her best.
She's done her best. She's tried, and I'm just happy. Yeah. I didn't expect this of her, just owing to the fact of what she used to be when the project started. But up to this moment, whatever she's done, the way she has maintained the yard, perfect.
Yeah.
Yes, and I'm so much grateful for those who see it necessary to use us, just to come and help in such kind of work. I'm so much grateful. And I shouldn't forget that we were also to bring the 6 pineapples.
Yeah, the 6 pineapples
that were supposed to be planted here. It's unfortunate that by the time we were leaving, they were supposed to be delivered to us, but we left before the guy came. Yeah. So we'll just make sure that they are planted before it takes time. Yeah, they'll have to reach here.
Yeah, we'll try it within our shortest time possible. Yeah. And you know, we didn't get farmyard manure because initially we thought she has goats. Yeah. And that would have given us farmyard manure.
Yeah, that was our thinking, and it was also our worry.
And we also thought about the cow and the chicken.
Yes.
But to our surprise, by the time we got here, we only learned that the cow was stung by bees
and died.
And it died.
Then
the chickens were attacked by some disease.
Yeah, they also
and
died.
She lost the whole flock.
Yeah, and she sold
away the goats.
The goats, yeah.
And she said that managing the goats was a nightmare to her.
Yeah.
And indeed, managing goats is no joke.
It's not easy. And we are sorry, Mama Fred was here, but she left, I think, for something else. But she was here. Yeah,
she's been in and out of the yard. At some point, she was assisting us. Now, you know, like the weather is not so good. The rains could come, and we have to leave. We've tried to wait a little bit, but seemingly she's highly engaged where she went. Otherwise, she would have been here to tell us something, but apparently we'll be leaving while she may not be around. So if that happens, please take our apologies that we couldn't wait for too long. But we had her blessings in doing this work.
Exactly.
She showed us the spot. We explained to her what we want to do. She readily accepted it quite positively. Yeah, so that is it. Anything more to add?
No. For now, it's almost raining and we have to leave to Migori.
Yeah, to Migori. Yeah. Quite some distance. So guys, thank you so much for always remaining supportive to us. Mungu awabariki. That is Kiswahili.
To mean sana.
God bless you. Yeah. And when we say awabariki sana, God bless you so much. We wish you the very best. Let's catch up in our next video. For now, we say bye. Bye-bye. This mama.